एंड ये बिलोंग करते हैं जमशेदपुर से, वहां से इनका शुरुआत हुआ था और उसके बाद वो अब ऑस्ट्रेलिया में है। बहुत बड़ा इनका नाम है, बहुत कुछ खास कर रहे हैं, स्पेशली इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं। सो मैं तो ज्यादा कुछ नहीं बोलने वाली हूँ, आज सरोनी मैम हम आपको सुनने वाले हैं। सो जस्ट नोइंग यू एंड कहाँ से आपका शुरुआत हुआ था एंड कैसा आपका जर्नी रहा, एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट जो आप यहाँ से वहां गए। सो सब कुछ ऐसा थोड़ा बहुत कुछ तो आपने डिसाइड किया होगा कि व्हाई देयर, व्हाई नॉट हियर। सो ओवर टू यू मैम।
Hi everyone. I'm so happy to see all of you. I mean, I've never been to Bilaspur, but then this is really special for me, I think, to kind of meet all of you. So I'll just start that my birthplace is Jamshedpur, and I did my school there, and then for my uni, I went to Mumbai. And in Bombay, I stayed for about 10 years or so as a journalist. I worked as a journalist, so I kind of, I used to I used to edit magazines actually, beauty, lifestyle, fashion, those kind of things. So I would interview a Shah Rukh Khan, interview an M. Night Shyamalan, then cover fashion weeks, shoot with Milan Soman and Mark Robinson and Manish Malhotra and all of them. And then I had to move to Bangalore, and after moving to Bangalore, in a couple of years, I was diagnosed with cancer, and so that was kind of a jolt or like a pause for me, a time to actually think that मतलब मुझे उस वक्त ऐसा लगा कि I could be dead now, I could have been dead, and God has given me a second life, second lease on life, and and I haven't even traveled the world. I haven't done anything much, and so it was thyroid cancer. I went through my surgery. I went through my radiation therapy, which was very harsh and which was very draining and exhausting. And that was the first time I actually took a break from my job, So because since I think I was 19 when I started working, and since then I've paid my bills, rent, all my expenses by myself. Papa se paise nahi lungi, sab apne se kiya, my post graduation degree and everything. I did it on my own, with my own money. So I was so used to that life, and so मुझे उस वक्त लगा कि oh my God, you know what? I've only paid rent and bills so far. And I have only, yes, I had a dream job, and I was doing very well. But then I don't know. I mean, I was like, मुझे 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 इंडिया से उस वक्त बाहर निकलना था इसलिए because I wanted to sort of start over again. And whatever we say, India में थोड़ा तो है, you have to conform to the society. You have to be in a certain way. You have to be married and then kids and then unke bacche and unki shadi and all that. You have to be in that mold in a certain way. And I did that for whole of my life, till I was diagnosed with cancer. So all my life, I pleased everyone. I did whatever my parents told me to do or whatever the society was expecting me to do. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm right now in the hospital, going through a surgery. And even after that, when I was home alone, and I would call my friends or something, they would be busy in their life, right? They're busy in their jobs and their life and everything. Everyone is busy. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And so that got me thinking that I really haven't probably explored anything. So that was the time I kind of decided that I'm going to take that leap of faith. I had never traveled to Australia. I had only seen Sydney in Bollywood movies, like Hindi films, and I loved it, and I was an artist all my life, so I'm trained in dance forms like, Kathak, Odissi, flamenco, and Bharatnatyam. Since the age of 3, I did that. But then because of cancer and everything, life had slowed me down physically. So I was not able to go back to dancing or doing anything. So I just, quit jobs, came here, started all over, did whatever job I got, because here in Sydney, I never got any kind of media or PR job, whatever I had. So initially, I felt that whole thing that, that what am I going to do, because they're not accepting me here. Whatever qualifications I have, job experience I have, they're not taking it. They're not considering it at all. So. So I was like, I don't know what to do now, because that's all I did. That's all I knew. Journalism and PR was all I knew. And then I took up a job in call center, and then I worked for Tourism Research Australia. And then I started teaching English to speakers of other languages. I did my Cambridge University course for English teaching, and I started teaching to students, speakers of other languages in Sydney. And then my left leg started acting up. I started getting excruciating pain in my leg, and I was bedridden again. So I was like, just when I was starting to kind of progress and, move on and all that, my health is again pulling me back. And so I used to binge watch Netflix. That's all we do, right? Whenever we are home and we can't do anything. So that's what we do. We look up to artists. And I was watching this series called Marco Polo on Netflix, and I saw this Indian-looking actor who had bagged a very good role, and so I just Googled him. I said, "Wow! I mean, that's amazing that an actor, like an Indian-looking actor, is in an American show and such a good show and stuff like that." So I Googled him, and then I realized that he's an Australian actor, Indian descent, but Australian actor. So I kind of tracked his journey, like, which film schools he went to and stuff like that. And I always loved cinema. Okay. Like all of us, I think, we just live and love cinema and Bollywood. And apart from Hindi, of course, I grew up watching British and American content, a lot of it. And of course, Bengali, Hindi, all of that. Right. And then I was like, you know what? I never had the time to study cinema or acting or anything. And I can't go back to dancing because of my leg pain. So I needed a creative outlet somehow to kind of deal with the pain and the whole stress and the depression that I was going through at that time. So I just called the film school next morning and I said, you know what, I want to do this course, acting course. So how can I register? So I just, they told me this is the link, register. So I registered. And when I went into the film school, the first day, it was like everyone was younger than me, and it was an all-white classroom, right? All white actors. So, and I just looked at the footage, when after classes, they replay the footage for you. And I just looked at my footage and I was like, oh my God, I look so ugly and fat, and, I just shouldn't be on screen. And, everyone else is like, looks so good and all of that. And so the teacher, actually, the acting tutor, she kind of asked all of us that, which one of yous don't want to be on screen, don't like the way you look on screen. So all of us raised our hands, So that came as a surprise to me that, oh my God, it's not just me who thinks this way, So that's how I kind of started accepting myself for the first time. The whatever changes I went through, whatever weight gain or whatever women go through, or we all go through in terms of health and stress and, life, basically. I started accepting and embracing everything for the first time and sort of celebrating it, because that gave me that confidence to, because camera, it just magnifies every flaw in you,
Yes.
every wrinkle, everything. You can see every, you can't hide anything on camera, right? So it's the toughest job. If you can accept yourself on screen, you're good, you know. So that was the first time,
I
and
have a
that sort of,
question related to this.
yeah,
I have a
sure.
question because I have heard that one of your part of depression was body shaming. So
Mm.
how to overcome that? Because somewhere I am also plus size. So how to overcome that? Because this becomes like, of course, I am also part of like that कि body से हाँ नहीं मैं बाहर जा रही हूँ तो कैसे मुझे दिखना है. So
Sorry, I couldn't hear the last part of it. You're on mute, I think. Yeah.
yeah, now you're there.
Now I can hear you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So basically, I'm asking कि about body shaming. आपके
Mm.
depression का एक part था वो. So
Yeah.
how you overcome that?
Yeah, so a part of my depression or the frustration or everything was not just body shaming, but it was also that, I had very low energy levels. I was not able to do like I had physical limitations now, you know, like which I did not have before because of the leg pain and everything. I couldn't stand, walk, or sit for more than 10 minutes now, so that was a big part of it now, and I was losing confidence because of that. And of course, the cancer part of it, I lost all my confidence because all my friends I saw in those 4 5 years when I was healing, and I took time out, everyone was progressing, and I was like, how do I catch up and things like that. So coming back to body shaming, bullying, and everything, the one thing is that if you're thin, people will bully you. बॉडी शेमिंग, ओ हो कितनी पतली है, मोटी है तो प्रॉब्लम, नाटे हैं तो प्रॉब्लम, बहुत ज्यादा लंबी है तो अरे लड़का नहीं मिलेगा, गोरी है, अच्छा नहीं ज्यादा काली है, everything, people will have comments for everything. That's for sure. Okay. So the only way is that I don't deal with it at all. I just keep moving. And once you start exploring the other dimensions in you, in yourself, and start getting work out of it, like, if I started thinking that, oh my God, मुझे सब मोटी बोल रहे हैं या फिर मुझे स्क्रीन में कैसी दिख रही है या कुछ. I mean, the thing is that about acting in Australia or US or anywhere, acting has nothing to do with looks actually. If you see, the actors play roles which are everyday life roles, like everyone around you. So if everyone around us looks different and comes in different sizes and shapes and color and everything, so why should actors always look like Vogue models? That's a very different thing that I think I have seen in certain Bollywood films, that everyone looks like a supermodel and all the time, but in real life we don't. If I'm playing a character of a wife or a girlfriend or a daughter or a sister, or a mother, then I mean, I should be able to look like myself, right? Why do I need to look like a Vogue model to play a role of a mother or a sister? I am a sister already. I am a daughter. So why can I not? I mean, I'll tell you how casting here works, and it just disillusioned me to such a large extent that when I went to first lesson of my in my film school, they talked about casting, and they said that Saroni, the thing is that if you are playing a young mother, young mother, then they will first cast the child actor, right? And then they will look for an actor who looks exactly like that child's mother. So from my cheekbones to my jawlines to my eye color to my hair color, everything has to look like that child actor. That I should look like his or her mother. It's not like हाँ किसी को भी पकड़ के मेरा बेटा बना दिया या बेटी बना नहीं. अगर if I'm playing a sister, my brother has to look like me. So that kind of changed my whole outlook as well. And the other thing which I faced was, or I experienced was, and it comes only with experience and age, I think that, one is that in terms of body shaming and bullying, that I kind of developed so many dimensions in me, in terms of creativity, me being an actor and then a model, and then, Miss India Australia Goodwill Ambassador, the community work that I do. I work with United Nations and other NGOs, the awards I win. I mean, who's looking at my size anymore? I don't think so. And even if they do, I don't care, because you know what? I am making the world better every day. And how are you contributing to it? My question to every person who bullies someone else or is body shaming someone else, my question to them is that what are you doing to contribute to making this planet or this world a better place to live? I think that's all that matters. And that's the woman or that's the person the world will see. If you are doing good work, if you keep moving forward and keep adding these dimensions to yourself, people don't care about your size anymore. People don't care about, your looks anymore. If you are, let's say, you go to an orphanage and do some good work, or you're feeding, like, when there was bushfire, the bushfire catastrophe hit here. So I did a food donation drive for Addison Road Food Pantry, which sort of, provides food and groceries to refugees, asylum seekers, and homeless and vulnerable communities in remote Australia as well. So I did the food donation drive during Diwali and Christmas time, because that was the time everyone was spending on saris and jewelry and, everyone. And I said, no, I think I should do a food donation drive right now, give something, right? And we could feed 100,000 people with that food donation drive. And we could rescue 100 tons of food from going to the landfill.
Okay.
So now, do you think my size matters? 100,000 people were fed from that food donation drive. Do you think my color matters? Or do I have hair on my head? Am I bald? Whatever. Does it matter anymore? No, 100,000 people could eat because of me. So that's all that matters.
So present over here, आप सभी जो है, is there any question you would like to ask? Anything, or you want to say, being a woman, saying something to a woman? So anybody can, like, ma'am. Yeah.
Hi, Saroni.
Hi.
What I like to say is you have accomplished a lot with so many problems. Fighting cancer and depression after that is not an easy job. And hats off to you for whatever you are doing. And I hope you continue to do the good work. One question which I like to ask you is, what was the age when you suffered from the cancer?
So I was, I think, 28.
Oh, and it took you how long to, overcome the disease?
So I think the whole surgery and the radiation took a few months. I would say I'll give it a year, maybe. But that's the physical healing part of it. When the stitches are gone, the scars are healing and all that. You can see the scar
It
here
takes a lot of
on my
time.
neck. And I lost a lot of my hair. All that was going on. And you know how women are, right? Our hair is like the most precious crown that we have. And once we start
You're
losing the
looking
hair,
lovely right now.
it's a blow to our confidence already. And I was blessed with a lot of hair, so I did not go bald or anything. So that was something that I was like, oh my God, thank God for that. But then in emotional, the whole setback, I would say it took me at least 4 years, at least.
Okay. Can you give us few pointers as in what we can do over here? Like from the work which you are doing for the community, can we do how to start that actually? Because a lot of people want to, come out and help others, but they don't know the way how to do it, how to go about it.
So, what Yeah, the thing is that, like, when there was, during COVID also, because there was no face-to-face interaction, I was not able to do those donation drives that I keep doing usually, because I was not going to office or I was not going meeting people. So what I did was do some fundraisers online, which is with Give India. There's a platform called Give India. I think that's for India, basically, a fundraiser platform. So I did that, a donation drive on Give India platform for rural indigenous, areas in India, Maharashtra, basically. An NGO had approached me from Bombay, and they said that if I could just sort of raise awareness about it. So I just raised a lot of awareness here in Sydney, and a lot of people donated in India and Australia, everywhere. So that way. But then I would say that, like, right now, currently, I'm also going to talk about this initiative that I had thought of, a campaign that I had thought of. Basically, I did, when I won the Miss India Australia Goodwill Ambassador title for my community initiatives, I launched two campaigns. One was body positivity, which I did for 2 years. And by the way, when I was going through all that leg pain, and I was bedridden and all that was happening, I actually applied for Miss India Australia at that time. I registered for Miss India Australia at that time. And, a friend of mine actually, she told me, from US, she used to call me and she said that, why don't you register for this contest, this beauty contest that happens? I said, are you kidding me? I can't walk. I can't sit. I can't do anything. I can't exercise. So, and you're telling me to walk in 6 inches heels on the runway. I can't do it. But she said, "Arey, register to kar," you know. And I registered and I cracked it. And every day I used to think, कि आज निकाल देंगे मुझे. But I survived. And I went to the grand finale and I won the title and everything. But coming back to how we can collaborate in India and things like that. So I'm sure in India there are many NGOs as well, and there is a campaign that I want to probably collaborate with India more, and then other countries as well. It's called Train the Boys. Okay, so I'll tell you a little more in terms of what that means or whatever. Like, we always talk about women empowerment. We talk about educating the girl child. We talk about adopt the girl child. And, a lot of initiatives are being done around the world to kind of empower women and girls, which is great. And kudos to all the efforts that we have done, across the globe. But I feel that's like putting a band-aid on the wound. It is only an aid to the problem, but we are not looking at the root cause of the problem. Like, let's say, imagine a scenario where tomorrow I have a daughter and I send her to Harvard University or Oxford University, and she's a very smart kid, and she's like, good at everything, right? But the boys in her class or the men in her at her workplace are bullying her, or they assault her, or she goes through some bad experiences, the sexual threat is still there. So she's still not safe. Yes, I've educated her, but she's still not safe. So the only way to probably, and I'm not saying, if you see, I'm not saying all men are doing it. All men are not assaulting women. All men are not raping women. Only some are doing it. So why aren't some of them doing it? That was the question I used to ask. That what is the difference? The difference was that when they were young, they got that guidance from their parents. Because children, they don't do what you tell them to do. Children actually do what they see you do.
They imitate you.
Sorry?
They imitate their parents.
Exactly. So maybe these, these criminals who are committing crime against women around the world did not get that kind of secure relations when they were young, when they were a child. And or they didn't get that guidance and parenthood, or some of them are orphans, or maybe they learned it from their father or the other male members that who used to beat up their mother, or the beating up their wives. Like I just recently went to this women's networking event, and there was this lady from Iran, who's been in Australia, and very affluent, very filthy rich, married to a very rich person, and she was in a domestic violence, like a violent marriage for 19 years. Okay, and so it does not have to be related to the economic strata as well, right? So and she could not get out of that marriage. She has 2 kids with him, and she does not have the strength to get out of that marriage. So she actually told her mother that, mom, my husband, every day he beats me up. He gets drunk, he beats me up. There's marital rape. He forces me to have sex and things like that. So her mother says that, oh, every man does it. So just deal with it. So there are so many cultures and countries which have normalized violence against women.
Absolutely.
We have normalized it. Yeah. We have really normalized it, and we have conditioned men. Like, I don't know how many people have watched this video by this actor Ayushmann Khurrana. He made this video called "Gentlemen Kise Kehte Hain." Have any of you watched it? I don't know. You should go to YouTube and just search "Gentlemen Kise Kehte Hain" by Ayushmann Khurrana. So I totally used to always think about this, that, we tell men to be gentlemen and all of that. But at the same time, if a boy, if when he's a child, we just tell them to toughen up and strengthen up, right? If he's crying, oh, don't cry like a girl. Stop crying. Crying or kindness, or, it's a sign of weakness. It's a sign of femininity. गे तो नहीं है, ये तो रोता रहता है यार, लड़कियों की तरह रोता है. So we are taking away the capacity for, their capacity to love, or be kind, or be gentle, or cry, or express their emotions or feelings, or if they're depressed, they can't say it, they can't admit it. Like I admitted it, right? Like women, we cry, we kind of admit what we are going through. We can recognize our emotions and feelings. So many men, boys, they can't recognize their feelings and emotions because they were not taught to express it or to think about it. They were always taught to be macho. मर्द है, दर्द नहीं होना चाहिए, अरे क्या लड़कियों की तरह रो रहा है. So we are telling them to be gentlemen without being gentle. We're taking away the gentleness and the kindness from them, and then expecting them to be really kind and, understand our feelings and emotions and what a woman goes through and things like that. So I think we are not really, the one way to do it would be to raise better men, to raise more gentlemen and empower them, because they're also hurting somewhere and they're not able to express it. They're getting suffocated, I feel.
Hello,
Because,
hello, sir. Hello. Hello.
yes,
You are a beautiful woman with beautiful heart. So many things to learn from you. Really, I'm very much. We all are very much proud of you as a woman. You're making us proud. Sitting there, Aananda Park from Australia, making us proud as a woman, as an Asian, and also I'm feeling close to you because I'm from Bokaro, near to Jamshedpur. So there's so many things to learn from you. It's very good to be here to learn from you. Very good. With so much of hurdles, you have achieved so much, and still you have got gentle heart and got so much good feelings for us, for everybody. Very good. Thank you.
thank you so much. And I think, again, coming back to, the thing about collaboration, I'll just say that in Train the Boys, or, having these conversations, that's how you can collaborate. Today the world is so small, like we are talking, right? we Everything is happening on Zoom, and I've learned StreamYard today. There's so much that can be done. And I also have a Saroni Roy Foundation, which is an organization, which is a social enterprise I've created in 2020. So all of you who want to work with me and, sort of collaborate or have ideas as to, in terms of the campaign, the campaign ideas, or you want to do something, we can always ideate and collaborate and work together. Because what is more important is to have these conversations. Even if we don't have organizations or don't know what to do and things like that, to have these conversations is very important. Can we, like, all of us together, can we come up with a framework where we can sort of say that, what, this is what goes on, this is the psychological issues that go on, this is where women are going wrong, mothers are going wrong in training their boys or children, or teaching them something that unknowingly you're teaching them something you know so can we come up with that kind of thing? So it's just about having that conversation. And in terms of fundraisers, donation drives and things like that, I think you can do it from anywhere in the world. If you have like-minded people, just start. Like I did that in my office. I just told my colleagues that, whatever biscuits, cookies, anything you have at home, sanitary pads or, toothpaste, anything you have at home, let's just keep this in this cupboard. And then we boxed it up and sent it to this NGO. And they distributed it to everyone. Wow. So,
Hi, sir.
yes,
This is
hi.
Shruti. Actually, the experience that you shared, that being gentle to the LGBT community or the person who feels different. I recently met few people because I'm from Rotary and we are working on a project which is related to them. So the question he asked me, I mean, he or she whatever, he was dressed like a man. और उसने यही बोला कि मैं कहीं भी जाता हूँ वो सब मुझे बोलते हैं कि if you are a third gender, why are you wearing a sari? So I think the concept, the mentality has to be changed. आप साड़ी पहनो, even if you are dressed up like a man, that doesn't matter. We need to be gentle to them and teach people and make people aware that they are also part of us, female, male, and the third gender. So I think that's the main point.
I think, and that is such an interesting thing that you've, there is so much that I've learned in Australia. And thank God that, I had that thing that I came to this country. In this country, like you said, we have male, female, and then we have transgenders or, so in this country, we have LGBTQIA plus. Okay, there are several people who identify themselves as non-binary. Okay, so they don't want to reveal anything, any gender. And like we're going to say that, my pronouns, we always do a pronoun call here. So we would say, for me, it would be she, her. For a man, let's say another person would be he, him. But there could be someone who will say, no, I'm not she, her, I'm not he, him. I
I
am
just called by
they,
my name.
them.
They
I'm they,
wanted
them.
just by the name.
Sorry?
They wanted to be called just by the name, not she, he, or any,
Yeah, and
any prefix added
exactly.
to that. Yes.
Exactly. There are several people in Australia who do not identify their gender, and we respect them equally, and we have learned to sort of, respect them and love them. And, they always say they, them, or their first name, whatever their first name is. So, yeah, so, anyone can be anything here. And the gender and, nothing really matters here. And then clothes, oh my God, that was again another thing. I mean, like, can a can clothes decide a person's character at all? Okay, so if a man is assaulting me and he's wearing an Armani suit and assaulting me, does that make him okay? Or if he was wearing a Banarasi sari and assaulting me, would it have been okay? No. So, I can choose to wear anything, but the person I am is not going to change. Like I wear bikinis, I wear saris, I wear everything. So, but does that change anything in me? No. So I think we need to start thinking about these things and sort of respect people as they are, and not put them in boxes.
So today you gave us time, and of course आपके साथ आज वुमेनहुड को सेलिब्रेट करके हमें बहुत ज़्यादा मजा आया. So lots of love from Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh, and we would like to interact with you once again. हम जल्द ही एक लंबे समय को लेकर के मतलब आपसे भी ज्यादा टाइम लेंगे, एंड हम सभी भी यहाँ बहुत सारा वक्त लेकर के एक बार फिर जुड़ना चाहेंगे. So one message you would like to give before leaving to all of us.
There are so many, but I think the first or the major one would be, just drill it in your head. You have nothing to lose, and you have a world to see. Okay, so take risks, and do whatever the hell you want to, because whoever questions you, you just need to question them back, saying, क्या आप मेरा ये बिल पे कर दोगे आज? इस बार का बिल, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का बिल आप पे कर दो, तब मैं आपके हिसाब से काम करूंगी. आप जो बोल रहे हो मैं मान लूंगी, बट आप मेरे घर का मॉर्गेज पे कर दो. So you are paying your bills and you are doing everything to put your life together. Then why are we going and listening to other people's opinions and going with that and doing whatever they want us to do? Yeah. So you have nothing to lose. If you lose those kind of toxic friends or, relatives or whatever who are telling you these things, it's fine. You have nothing to lose. You lost a toxic friend. That's fine.
Exactly.
So remember, you have nothing to lose. So do whatever you want to do. Be whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So जो आपने बैटरी चार्ज की है, I guess ये हमें बहुत ज़्यादा काम आने वाली है. Once again, thank you so much, and thank you to Hotel the Aananda Imperial and team. So इनकी वजह से आज हम आपसे जुड़ पाए. And once again, thank you so much for being there.
I want to thank all of you that आप सबने इतना मुझे टाइम दिया, इतना प्यार दिया, इतना रिस्पेक्ट दिया, and I just totally want to be in Bilaspur now. I actually have one of my aunt who lives in Bilaspur, and she just told me that I live very close to Aananda Imperial. I said, "Arey, but somehow coordinate nahi ho paya. I don't know if she's there watching me. Maybe she'll watch me later. I don't know." But then, yeah, it was so lovely to meet each of you, and I so want to connect with all of you. So, I'm always there on social media. Send me requests or email me. My email, everything is there. Whatever you want to collaborate with me, you have ideas and you don't know what to do with them, you can always throw them at me, and then we can work together and make this world a better place, right?
Thank you. So before leaving a vote of thanks, I would like to call Aditya sir.
Ma'am, good afternoon. And,
Hi Aditya, good afternoon.
how are you doing now?
Yeah, I'm feeling so great right now. It's 8:45 here. मतलब शाम के रात के 9 बजने वाले हैं. But I'm feeling so recharged, and so I'm feeling that I'm in India right now. I've not visited India in a long time. Like I think 5 साल हो गए, 5-6 साल हो गए हैं. So it's time for me to come to India.
Right. Thank you so much, ma'am, from the bottom of our hearts to spare some time along with us on this particular occasional day. And we would love to get connected with you once again sometime later. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to each of you who's there. And I know you're rocking the world. And because of you, the world is so beautiful. Each of your contribution has made this world so beautiful. And thank you so much, Aananda Imperial. Thank you, each of you who is working there, the staff. You're working so hard every day. And but then take some time out for yourself as well. Look after yourself and do whatever the hell you want. You have nothing to lose. Thank you so much, Aditya. Thank you.